Welcome back. This is going to be part of episode 17. We had so much to say, and we were flowing, so we wanted to continue. So, to make it appear that we've changed setting and day and all that, I threw on the Roethlisberger jersey.
And I threw the Derek Jeter jersey on because I love representing El Capitan.
And he took off his hat, and I put on mine.
Yeah, because I'm letting the flow go, see? There you go.
Coiffed, my friend. So, as we were saying, athletes and media and the way we perceive and look up to them, it's a little bit different than the actor, actress type fame person.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They are required to be a little bit more responsible, but take responsibility, as you were saying, and own mistakes. That is really hard to do, by the way, because we don't go and interview actors and actresses. We just fluff their pants. We just say, "Oh my God, you are so amazing."
I can't take it. How great you were.
How did
Leonardo DiCaprio.
How did you
like
do that? Oh, what was that like? Tell me more about your amazing life.
Do we seriously need to hear more of it? Because I personally don't want to hear it.
Athletes, though.
Oh, it's a different story.
You take a mistake that they did, that they clearly know they did, and are very aware of, whether it cost them the game or cost them whatever, it definitely cost them some sleep. But now the media finds that, pinches it,
And then just takes it out almost.
It's like taking out the arrow. You never take out the arrow, and the blood will go everywhere. It's sealing the wound at the moment.
And then you'll bleed to death.
So, we are eating these athletes alive.
Yeah.
It is turning into...
It's kind of like our unpaid job almost. And honestly, it's a job. As a sports fan, you know me. I love my sports.
Yeah.
You know, I'm loyal towards everybody. You know, like the whole thing with the Yankees Twitter and everybody saying how Stanton's going to ruin the chemistry. I'm like,
we're going to get into that in a
second.
second.
Yeah, I know. It's just something I just wanted to mention.
That's perfect.
But yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna trash them. They're living a better life than I am right now.
Yeah. And also, we never know what is going on inside each other human being's head or in their personal lives. You know, we way too often judge books by their cover, assume that these athletes do have, like, they definitely are probably living a better life than us. They have more things given to them, but who knows the internal struggles that they're dealing with, you know? Like, depression comes in all forms. These players, some of them, are struggling with anxiety, pressure, every
Pressure
day.
being the biggest one out of all of them.
50,000 people showing up at your job every day staring at you.
Playing the sport that you're hopefully love to do.
Yeah, I mean, they're that far along, they probably love it, but who knows? Who knows if they're just great athletes and are swept into this life where, because they're an athlete, they thusly are expected to be great at this, and now they don't know any other thing in life other than being great at something. All of a sudden you stop being so great, you get to that high level and failure creeps in. My God, like, talk about that in football too. Football.
Ooh.
The pressure.
Every week.
Literally
after week one, everyone's saying is like, oh yeah, this team is most likely going to the postseason, or this team is in deep crap almost.
They definitely overdo it, and there's all week long with football too. There's so much time to think and whatever. Baseball, tomorrow will be a better day. I'll get a hit tomorrow. You try to pump yourself up. There is so much baseball. But football, there's a lot of thinking time. Lots.
You have 16 weeks, or actually no, the closest you got is like maybe 4 or 5 to get things going practically.
Days is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. And during that, things like this happen. Relationship between Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown gets ripped open.
It got ripped open like so many times last year.
It was gross. I mean, during the year, we were getting attention being paid to the stupidest stuff. And as a Steeler fan, shout out to my boy Keith Salmon, biggest, most loyal Pittsburgh Steeler fan, we're disgusted. The fact that Pittsburgh, the Steel City, blue-collar, hard-working human beings. The fact that we're paying attention to a Twitter account of an athlete more than the game plan of football disgusts us.
There you go. See, let it out. Just let it out.
It's not a pitch. It's New York. It makes sense. New York is New York. Tons of media. Yada yada. Pittsburgh football does not have drama.
Think of the legacy. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They've been around for a very, very long time.
The Steel Curtain. Best defense of all time. We do not do that in Pittsburgh. That's where the Dallas Cowboys come into play.
Oh, God. Oh, God. The Dallas
and
Cowboys.
Jerry Jones and his soap opera just gets swirled around in the glass.
And Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott, and when they had the Greg Hardy incident, it's just like, personally, I am a Giants fan. I really hate the Dallas Cowboys. I wanted to say the F word so badly. There's been so many times I wanted to say it.
As you can see, James himself is struggling with not being able to swear, and also he really wants to talk about his weekend in Boston.
Well, that's it.
We will get to that.
Well, that's not... Okay, that's later on, though. Okay, right now we're focusing on one topic at a time.
Good God, the Cowboys!
The Cowboys.
We even hate... As a Giants fan, all Giants fans, you are required to hate the Cowboys.
It's like us Yankee fans are required to hate the Boston Red Sox.
It is an unwritten rule, an unwritten expectation. But the world actually hates the Cowboys sometimes because they're actually called America's team, and I think a lot of people in America would disagree with that.
I think that's a lot of hoopla.
Hoopla!
Hoopla! Bull crap!
Anyway. I'll say the relationship between Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown was ripped wide open. Recently, Ben was quoted saying, "I definitely handled that wrong. I shouldn't have done it X, Y, and Z way." Yeah, Ben, you should have kind of focused on the fact that your best receiver, who you've had such a strong connection with, you guys were distant from each other. And I don't mean physically. I mean like emotionally, friendship-wise. Who cares? It's a job.
The play on the field also resembled their disconnection too.
Correct.
Think of it this way: they were actually rolling along very nicely last year.
They were,
and then they missed the playoffs.
They do what they always do. They have a great start. Well, they started with a tie to the Cleveland Browns, who we learned later are actually a good team, but we skidded. We had a little skid mark in the underpants to start the year, but then we had our classic Steelers 7 straight wins. We had our offense clicking, our defense was there just enough, and then when it came to crunch time, we were just constantly talking about Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown drama. What did Antonio just say? He said goodbye on Twitter. Like, the distractions were abundant and disgusting to me.
Definitely one of the reasons why the Steelers were not that good last year. Towards the end.
We were the worst good record team. For sure.
Oh yeah, no question about it. What was your record?
It was 9-6-1, but
you were 9-6-1 and you missed the playoffs.
Correct.
That's brutal.
Because we were playing in the same division as the Ravens,
who
came out of nowhere. They were either 10-6. I think they were 11-5 or 12-4.
Yeah, well, think about it when Lamar Jackson took over.
And speaking of which, Lamar Jackson came into a system that was clearly designed for a very slow, weird, white Joe Flacco. He came in and adjusted, and then they made some offensive plays work for him too. But I heard recently on the radio, Lamar Jackson shows up at camp to find out they've changed the entire offense on him again, and he has to relearn it all within a month.
Serious? Oh, you give it to a young quarterback?
I know. No. They're Lamar Jackson's their quarterback.
Oh yeah, because Joe Flacco's with the Broncos now.
Exactly. But it's like, wait a minute, what was working at the end of the year and got you farther than you ever should have gone?
Or whoever thought it, probably except for the city of Baltimore.
Why would they change everything? I mean, granted...
Well, challenge for a young quarterback, maybe.
Here's his third offense to learn, but that's fine. Lamar Jackson, he seems like a cool dude and somebody who actually has a good relationship with the cities and media, because there's an example right there. He was quoted, and I saw the interview, he was quoted saying, it is what it is. You know, he said it very softly. He could have said, "That's awful," or shoved the camera, or walked away and not said anything. He addressed a difficult issue when asked, "How do you feel about the new offense that's coming in?" Well, I'll be honest, I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to have to overcome it, do my work, and do my homework, and adjust. That's a professional athlete and a professional answer.
Not to mention younger than Clint Frazier.
Yeah.
I think he's like 21 or 22 years old.
Yeah, he's
that's a remarkable answer for a kid who probably just came out of college.
Yeah, no, He is a baby, and he was awesome to watch. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll rewind. So the Ravens were great. The Bengals, they stink.
They always stink.
But then there's the Browns. So like those three teams in that division, it's tough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about the Giants this year? You guys have a very
very
Eli-looking quarterback.
if they win at least 3 games, I'd be impressed.
I'm not gonna lie, they are talking about David Jones, and he does just look like Eli 2.0. And I don't even think he's gonna be Eli 2.0. He's gonna be like 0.5, like the pre-prototype.
You see this look right now that I'm
Yes,
having.
yes.
If you're watching this, you know this look. This is the look of absolute sheer catastrophe, disappointment, and also I wouldn't be surprised if we went 0-16.
Hopefully not. That's tough to do, by the way.
Unless you're the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns twice.
You got, well said, James. You've got OBJ gone. You've got,
Landon Collins
I
gone.
mean, you still have Saquon Barkley, I guess.
We do. He's probably the start of the franchise again.
But now, at least
But,
on the other side of the
I
city,
don't know what the flying freak that David Gettleman was doing.
Gettleman, open a bag of chips. You got to do like a bag of chips. He just talks so like, I know what I'm doing.
I think Giants fans would do to David Gettleman right now. They would have like a seat in the middle and have Giants fans line up and smack the crap out of him every day.
Smack.
Have you ever
Smack.
Have you seen the movie Airplane?
I love Airplane.
Oh yeah, you know the.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, I know. You know that scene where he's like, when the woman's like, I gotta get out of here. All right, just calm yourself down. And they're just slapping them across the face. That's exactly what they should be doing to David Gettleman.
Yeah, they should. That's a great movie. And they put the autopilot on.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a great movie.
that was a great movie.
I will say Giants fans need a lot of help. Across the pond, a.k.a. in the same stadium. That made no sense, but I'm saying it anyways.
Across
the Jets.
across the Hudson River.
Across the Hudson. They are now probably the worst team, the lesser of the two teams in New York. That hasn't been the case in years.
Who's worse, the Giants or the Knicks?
Oh, dear God. It is truly a battle for how bad, or proof that media has power, is ripped and stripped away the power of anything these teams have ever tried to put together. If it's not gold and playoff worthy,
These are also
chop it down.
These are 2 historical franchises too.
Historic.
They were great. The Giants beat the Patriots twice in the Super Bowl. They
Yeah.
ruined their perfect season. The Knicks had Patrick Ewing. They had Willis Reed. They had all these guys.
Yeah.
And also the best stadium
Mecca.
in all of NBA. Yeah.
Yes.
Madison Square Garden. Nobody wants to go to see a Knicks game because they went 17 wins last year.
That's, wow. 17 and what, like 16?
17
and 50.
Well, let's see, 82 and
17 and
78. Yeah, that's like around somewhere
17
around there.
58? No, 17 and 55.
I'm losing track.
17 and 55. 17 and 55.
And they still didn't get the number 1 seed, by the way.
Yeah, that lottery thing was funny.
I know, it's okay. Go Nets, though.
That's so funny.
At least the Nets are going somewhere right now.
Yeah, it's like the Nets and Jets. The Ets taking it away.
Except for the Mets.
Yeah, the Mets. They
The Nets aren't there.
No
quite
Ets
yet.
coming with the Mets.
Although
you guys
I
stick to the Jets and Nets, and I will clearly digress because that didn't rhyme either. Take your bets.
Yeah, hopefully the Nets don't get Kyrie Irving. I kind of don't want him.
Ooh, you don't want Kyrie?
No.
The Nets could use anything they need.
I want D'Angelo Russell.
Well, we all know that's where old players go to die. In Brooklyn.
Hey, whoa.
Just kidding.
I was about to say.
Talk about Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett,
as a
Joe
former-
Johnson.
as
Did
a
you ever
former-
hear about Joe Johnson ever again after Brooklyn?
He left!
I think he evaporated.
It pretty
He
much-
didn't have any. Where is he? Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly.
You don't mess around in Brooklyn. Jay-Z told us.
Look,
Don't mess around in Brooklyn.
Here's the thing. Kyrie, great player, horrible leader. Horrible leader. You saw what happened in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't want that in New York. I don't want that to ruin the culture that this team is starting to build for once in their entire franchise.
That's exactly it. These young players are buying in. They're ready. They're team-oriented. They have a role to play. And Kyrie,
good player. Like I said, good player. But he can't lead a team.
what you did in Boston was just like, okay. I believed you for a half second when you beat the Bucks in Game 1. I believed you. But then you went on a historically poor shooting spree. I believe in the next 3 games, something along the lines of Kyrie went like I don't know, like 17 for like 89 or 90. Like he had 3 straight terrible games.
It was gross.
What should never happen, if you're a good team, you can still have a bad night, even if you're the star.
But then you come back.
You have
the next night.
You have teammates. You have other people.
You have Jason. You
have
had Jason Tatum.
a system.
You had Jaylen Brown. You had Gordon Hayward. Wasn't that great, but he's still somewhat okay.
This team could lead you still to a win if you don't play well.
At the beginning of the year, I had the Celtics as the Eastern Conference champ. I thought they'd be the one that
they could have been
facing Golden State.
They should have been. They dealt with a lot of injuries.
Yeah,
and they were great without it. But what ends up happening was it still was about Kyrie.
Kyrie that, because they knew that it was his final year in Boston, and he clearly did not live up to that.
But it's like the whole point is if you still have a star have a bad night, if your team is good and you're built around a system and a formula, then you can remove the star and still have a good squad, at least try to win. He had a bad night all 3 nights in a row. Thusly, they lost all 3 nights in a row. Direct correlation, most likely. I'm just saying, Kyrie, you got what you wanted. All the attention, and look what happened. You didn't step up, buddy. I'm just saying, nah.
You crapped the bed.
You pooped the bed.
Pooped the bed.
Big time.
Yeah.
And you're in Boston, bro. You don't do that.
Yeah.
So, I will say this. Media ate him alive, too. He did kind of think the earth was flat.
God help us all if anyone says that. That's all I can say.
I just hope that was some kind of...
I hope that's some sick practical joke or a friend told you, I will give you $45,000 to say that.
Not 46.
45. I hope that...
He probably was paid by some, enterprise.
He had to get
If
paid.
you say this and believe it, we'll pay you $1 million. What would it take you to pay, slander your own... Kyrie... I'm glad everybody forgot about it.
There's no doubt in my mind that he's somewhere in his mind he's intelligent. I mean, he did go to he did go to Duke.
He went to Duke. Oh my God, he went to Duke.
He did go to Duke, so I'm guessing there's something up there.
What? I forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, wait a minute.
See? Blast from the past right here. There you go. God, exactly.
Dude. You go to Duke. If you answer the question, is the earth round, and it's not, you say flat, and you got into Duke, something's up.
Yeah, I know. I
will say a little side shout out. James's family has arrived.
Yeah, I know. So in about,
I don't know,
roughly about
37 seconds.
Less, I'm going to say 23 seconds.
I'm going to say 9.
8. 7. 6.
If we count, they're going to probably walk.
Wild guess, by the way.
Perfect
9
timing.
seconds. That's hilarious.
We will say this. Are they going to come in?
Oh! Come here!
Oh, it's your dad!
What happened?
Papa Bear.
Oh, it's my dad?
It's
that's even better. Hey, we're still shooting. You want to be part of this?
Come on in.
Come on. You want to say hi to the camera? Well,
his dad was out jamming a little earlier.
Yeah, so was it. So what we're doing is that we did
come on in. Say hello.
2 separate segments. You want to say hi to the camera. So you're about to see.
He just put down his hair. Slow for a half second. Let him get a 2-second squat.
Hey, 1 second.
All right.
Well, that's not. Well, he lost a chance.
All right, but
moving
anyway,
on.
It's okay. He'll get a second chance. But anyway, it's funny how we talk about Boston and Duke. You know who else was in Boston?
Oh, what a perfect segment. Leeway, go ahead.
Yours truly.
So,
after my dad gets
James,
5 seconds.
James tells me.
That's good. You guys keep talking.
After my dad gets 5.
You realize we set this up perfectly to come in. You're like, wait a minute. I think I left the stove on. I'm gonna go.
I shut the garage.
Come on,
How was the jam sesh?
It was great, man. Great time. Great time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to tell the world what you do for a living? I mean,
at least lean your head into about right here.
I know, especially with that nice moonshine shirt right now.
Yes.
We're not advertising anybody.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? So good to see you. Oh man, my best friends are out there. Thank God. You want
to give a shout out to anybody?
A shout out? Well, I'm just talking about 2 favorite guys right here.
Yes! Yes!
It's a pleasure.
And thank you for allowing us inside your home. And I don't have poison ivy anymore.
This is good.
So we're good.
Yeah,
thank God.
Yes.
We were talking about the poison ivy. Like the Spidey senses. Yeah, we were talking about.
One time I got poison ivy so bad that it caused a piece of leather looked like it was around my hand.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like
I remember
oozing. And the best part was I had to go on a job interview. So here I am with my suit jacket on, and it looked like I was wearing a piece of leather, and it was like oozing. I said, yes, thank you for the firm.
It's a wristband. It's a wristband.
It's a wristband. Oh, wait, is the other part of the family home now?
Everybody's home.
Everybody's
Come
home.
on down.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Get over here. We need to say hi to moms.
Should we bring the cats
Could
into
it be?
You get the cat.
I'll grab the cat. Hey, come
Get
here.
over here. Slide in.
Yeah.
Hop in. Come on, moms. Come on.
I know.
We got the cat.
Yeah.
We got the ladies. Tell us who you are, ladies.
Oh, please. Do I?
Does she need it?
Do I
No,
need an intro?
we actually already gave you guys pretty much a shout out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Pretty much.
Well, okay. Hi.
You've had multiple shout outs on the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
Where's
I
mine?
For Mother's Day,
Actually,
your
we
your
haven't we
birthday.
haven't got to one yet.
Oh, yeah.
We will give her one.
Okay. Oh,
We go.
yeah.
This is the fam. What's up?
Exactly, see?
They were, of course, nice enough to go out shopping, so we could use the living room and be awesome and
Yes.
do the show.
Pretty
so.
much, yeah.
This is
Yes,
true.
we do this.
This is
Thank
true.
you,
This
ladies.
is what we do.
And I gave my mother a shout out today. It was her 5-year wedding anniversary for her new husband. So
Aww,
Yes,
that's
it was very nice.
yeah, family is what it's all about, right?
That is
Yes,
chicken
exactly.
parm.
And
So,
chicken,
yeah,
and chicken parm.
The chicken parm sandwich was very good.
There
Very
he
good.
goes.
He's there. He is. There's his head.
There
You got his
it
head in
is.
the frame. There's everybody.
Look at this. Here's the thumbnail. Here's the thumbnail.
That's
of the-
awesome.
Here's the thumbnail part 2, by the way.
This is awesome.
This is the
Because we
thumbnail.
were trying to figure out because we were rolling hard in part one.
The part
we were flowing so well. We had so many good points, but we had to keep shortening it because like we're kind of near the end here. But
Hey, we made it work though.
we made it work. We were like, screw it. We're gonna do part 2, and if it goes off, it goes off differently. It goes off differently. This is what it's all about, right?
Exactly.
Is this true?
This
Right.
would
Is this
be
true?
life now, isn't it?
This is
live.
This is the
More
live
like-
segment.
Speaking of which, we were about to talk about James's.
Oh, my trip in Boston.
Yes.
That
Oh.
they had the witness. of
Literally
me
a
here.
trip.
First of all, before I tell you your reaction of what happened.
So James texted me. I'm like, I'm just sitting there like doing my life, and I think to myself, man, I haven't heard from James in a while. He texts me seconds later, and it reads, "So I'm pretty sure I know what we're going to talk about in the life aspect of the podcast."
And then I'll explain.
I did
What
a split at a bar, and all I'm thinking about is
All
like,
right.
oh my God, James.
Okay.
Not that you're not
All right.
clumsy,
First
but
of all,
it's just like.
okay. First of all, before I talk about the whole split fiasco that happened at a bar in Boston, I want to do a shout out to I don't know how many people that I hung out with, but Sarah Stone, Rob Luden, James Perry, Tony Valentino wasn't there, but I'll give him a shout out for the baseball coach. Let's say
Sarah Stone.
Sarah. Did I say that already?
Yeah, you did.
All right, Meg
He's
Leary,
a
Kyle
famous Sarah
Gaberti, Mike Scordino, and Sarah's roommate Britt. I don't know her last
So
name.
it sounds like you were having some drinks and making some promises to some people.
Pretty much.
You did
also,
good. You did good remembering.
Also, the one reason why I want to give a shout out to Britt is that she hates the tri-state area. She hates New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
Britt White, I mean...
That's just hard.
That's just rude.
Harsh.
It's very.
That's rude.
We're a wide variety of...
But like I said, I
many
tried to
people.
back myself up a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? It's not all that bad. Connecticut, we have mountains. We have Quinnipiac. We have fantastic pizza.
Quinnipiac.
Yukon.
We
Yukon, bro.
Yukon.
But we have fantastic pizza.
Do we? New Haven.
Okay.
New Haven.
New Haven.
Did you
True.
almost forget?
I did. I forgot.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
But I will say, Connecticut does get a bad rap.
It
If you're
it
not
does.
from
We
here,
gotta
people
fi-
think we stank.
We gotta fix that, by the way. But luckily,
Working on it.
Your 2 favorite schmucks live in this great state, so
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
I guess it's not all that bad then.
Here he comes with the chicken parm.
Well, now this is garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Dipped in sausage.
Sausage.
Ooh,
Dipped
even
in
better.
sausage.
So,
Good family, good food, by the way. Thank you for that. Thank you.
yes,
Oh, you're
exactly.
welcome.
That chicken parm sandwich was. Really
I thought James was
good.
going to eat the entire thing, and I was just like...
I held myself back.
God.
I held myself back. Okay.
It was a big sandwich.
It is a big sandwich. I took like 5 bites
can
out of the
eat.
next one.
This boy can eat.
Yeah, I know.
I can eat too. We have a lot
They
of
can eat.
metabolism, and it's going to catch up to us in a couple years. I basically add salt to my salt, so I'm going to have an issue in a little
Double
while.
the salt. Don't be
Hypertension.
Don't be such a salty person.
Salty. I sweat all the time. It's trying to come out of me at all times.
nice.
God.
Wait, what happened in Boston again?
Oh, besides the split board?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went out, we were having a few drinks, we were having a few laughs. Next thing you know, went from Brighton all the way to downtown Boston. And, we were having a good night. We were about to leave. I noticed that the floor was wet, actually. So I was just
never mop before they're all out.
So I was randomly just walking, and then next thing you know, my right leg just went up, and then my left leg decided to go the other way, and then next thing you know, I did a split on the floor. Not to mention, no one even recognized it except for me. I'm like, oh, wait, crap, what
no one noticed?
Not really.
Oh, I thought good. So no one was like laughing at you.
They kind of noticed when we got back to the apartment. I'm like, did you guys even see that I did a split?
It's funnier because it's a split.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's
Okay,
because it's me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How far down did you go?
How far down did you
Did you
go?
touch that ground?
Almost all the way down.
Oh.
So close. So it wasn't while I was walking, I was kind of like limping and like we were waiting for the lift, and I'm like, oh no!
Yeah.
Why did this happen to me?
I wonder, like, I honestly envisioned like a forward backwards one, like.
I thought that's what's gonna happen. If I could do a demonstration right now, I would. But
You should.
okay, well then someone's got to grab the camera.
Okay, so it wasn't a forward, so it was like actually the full like
Yeah, it was the
sideways thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, because like if you try to grip,
worse.
That is worse.
Because
I think this would be worse.
Well, first of all, I was also wearing my Tommy Hilfiger luxurious shoes.
and thanks a lot for the grip or lack thereof, Tommy Hilfiger.
First of all, I thought your name was Tommy Hilfiger
I thought it was
because I
finger,
thought I had
too.
to send because I thought I was gonna send a finger up, you know where.
But the question is this: when you go to push off, you go to like save yourself. I think it's worse if it went forward because there is a three-dimensional object in that area, and there's nowhere for it to go.
What?
So if you go sideways, at least you're opening up, airways and landing areas.
Yep.
And
Airways.
you know,
That's a good way of
if
putting
you hit the ground, at least hopefully there's a few little bit of area to not crush the boys.
Well, luckily this.
This is what we wanted to talk about with
Can't-
James's mother
can't-
and sister.
Can't relate.
Yeah.
Can't
Well,
relate.
Aren't you happy you joined the show,
Can't
ladies?
relate.
Well, think of it this. Think of it this way.
This.
I have a couple of friends that are nurses, okay, so they could probably tell me what I did if I did hurt myself. So-
That's true.
You want your friend who's a nurse to give you a diagnosis? Is she a female friend?
Yeah. That's all.
Oh.
We're just gonna leave that there. We're just gonna leave that there.
That stays.
So
Yeah.
James does a split,
Yeah.
falls down at a bar. James.
Laughs.
Oh, James.
Laughs.
Oh,
tells,
James.
tells everybody. That's not the only thing That's not the only thing
Tell
that
us
happened
about
to me.
that lunch, that free lunch.
Oh, okay. So I went on a date last week. We were all laughing. We order our food, and then the waiter, after we order our food, comes up to us and literally says that our entrees are paid for. And I'm like looking. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
That'd be weird.
So apparently what the waiter told us is that some random guy thought that my date was his granddaughter, realized it wasn't his granddaughter, and then he decided to pay for everything, and he also tipped the waiter too.
That's awesome.
I'm like,
A tip also?
That's
yeah,
cool.
He tipped
What
it
a
too.
generous
That's cool.
man.
You know what's weird? You know what? The guy probably was like either
nice.
he was either waving at her or probably like trying to say hey or something, because if he feels bad for it not being the granddaughter, like no one would know. She wouldn't have known. Like he could have gone through that whole thing on his own in his own head and then just carried on with his life.
I literally said this to her: I'm taking you everywhere because there's gonna be someone at whatever place we're at that's gonna think the same way.
It could have probably been like, oh, it reminds her of his granddaughter, and it was an emotional thing. So that's probably what it was. Who knows? It was just a good dude passing it along.
Probably. Who knows?
But here we are. That was part deux.
Part
Yeah, we had to do part deux,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we appreciate you guys staying tuned for part deux. We had to expand on what we were talking about. There's a lot to cover, and as we said with the media, with modern human being, the attention spans are not as long. Ours aren't, yours aren't. Let's be honest. We don't want to keep talking for that much longer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, from James's family's living room,
Yes.
I'm TJ Stolzenberg,
And I'm the James of this living room.
and guess what? That's it for all. You want to say a little thing before we go?
We're not the talkers.
And that's all for this week.
Yes.
Never forget to rock and or roll. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. Little experimental, yeah.
Where'd you get that jersey?